Okay, welcome to the second part of my thoughts on the Star Wars Battlefront Beta. And I'm talking about the beta for the reboot, of course, if you don't know that by now. And now I'm going to give you my opinions. Before, in the last part, I was mainly talking about, I was going in depth about all the features in the game and the different shit in there and stuff like that. Now I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and some of the ugly that I've had with the beta. First off, I mean, if you haven't already been able to tell, man, like, these visuals, oh my freaking god, they look fucking beautiful. Like, holy shit. Like, everything looks so good. It looks all this shit looks exactly from the movies, man. I mean, like I said, with that one German machine gun thing, they got shit from, like, the props. They got the original props from the movies, and they put them in, like, this graphics engine and shit like that, and it looks exactly like the freaking movies, man. Exactly like the shit from the movies, and they just look beautiful. The laser effects, the visuals, the sounds, everything, man. Like, holy shit. It just looks good. The graphics are beautiful. If you haven't been able to tell, I mean, the last part had all this gameplay and shit like that, and all that gameplay just looks beautiful. Beautiful, man. It looks beautiful, in my opinion, dude. And to me, I think it's probably, I'm going to say it, it's probably the best multiplayer shooter in terms of visuals that I have played, like, ever. No lie. I really think the visuals look that freaking good. The visuals and sounds, I think they look that freaking good in this shit. And oh man, it's running at 60 frames. Oh, running 60 frames per second. It does this on the PS4. And I forgot to mention this, but I also played the PC version of the beta as well. So I can speak on both behalf of the console and the PC version, that they both run at a solid 60 frames, and they both look beautiful equally. Like, I really can't tell the small, intricate little details and stuff from the PC and console, but let me tell you, both of them just look beautiful. That's all I freaking care about, man. They just look really, really fucking good. And another thing that's a main positive for me in this is that it sticks to the old feel of the original games in terms of gunplay. Like I mentioned, you can switch from first person to third person, which was in, the old games, the original Battlefront series games, 1 and 2. And it just feels really good, man. The gunplay, like, I got my bearings really quick when I switched it over to third person. First person, I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed, I guess, in a way, because I was like, kind of confused, because I'm not used to playing Battlefront in first person. But man, I got my bearings really quick in third person, and I was like, damn. And all it took for me was to be like, okay, how do the guns feel? How does this feel? Okay, how do the movements feel? And then I was, in a day, I was like, doing really good in the multiplayer and shit like that in terms of gunfights and stuff. And it just feels really good, man. Even throwing grenades almost feels like the Battlefront way, or the original Battlefront games 1 and 2 ways of throwing grenades and shit like that. And oh man, it just looks, the gun gameplay just looks, it's really freaking good, man, in my opinion. It feels good. I like the recharge system. It feels Star Wars-y to me, like I mentioned in the previous video. I mean, the whole thing with lasers being able to go across the screen, well, that was in the original Battlefront, and that's kind of how lasers work in a way. They, they never really stop. So, and, the gunplay just feels really good, man. That and the vehicle play, too. The vehicle play feels good. When you're in turrets, when you're in freaking, starfighters and shit like that, they feel really good, man. It feels like the original games to me. And another thing I gotta say, and this may be a positive for some and a negative to others, and overall, for the most part, this game does not feel like Battlefield to me. And I'm glad. When I heard EA was developing the new Battlefront, I was like really excited. I'm like, oh sweet. But then I had a thought. I'm like, wait a minute. Are they just going to do a copy and paste of Battlefield 4 or some shit like that, but with, Star Wars elements, like make it into a Star Wars DLC, pretty much kind of like Hardline was a cops and robbers DLC for Battlefield 4 because it looked exactly the same and shit like that. But yeah, it doesn't feel like Battlefield to me, and that's a good thing, man. It feels like more like the original Battlefront games, and I really enjoy that they didn't, you know, make it an exact, you know, copy and paste. And also, overall, the modes to me, they can be pretty fun at times. They can be pretty fun, you know, playing through them. They're pretty they're not like your typical modes to me. Like you could say that Walker Assault kind of reminds you a lot of, even though I was just saying that it doesn't remind me of Battlefield too much, but Walker Assault is kind of like rush mode and shit like that. But it kind of adds a bit of a twist to it, I suppose, in that, oh, the rebels, they have to do this, and the Imperials, they have to defend it while it's getting shot at and stuff like that. And then, I mean, a King of the Hill mode, which is pretty much, you know, drop zone, it doesn't feel like King of the Hill to me. It feels like a mad Zerg rush of, you know, dudes and shit like that, you know, going for these, you know, drop pods and then getting, you know, kill streak-ish type abilities and stuff. So overall, the modes can be pretty fun, and they're different, you know. They feel Star Warsy and they feel different to me, and I really like that. And also the kill streak pickup things, I was like a bit annoyed when I saw that, you know, oh man, pickups, you know, I have to get in vehicles via pickups. But I'm going to be honest, the way that they implemented the gameplay and stuff like that, I think, to me, the pickups were the right option to go. Because I've been playing it, and I'm like, you know what? These pickups are not too bad. They actually feel pretty good once you get them and stuff like that. It's like, oh, sweet, I found a pickup. All right, perfect timing, you know, stuff like that. And really, they're not that annoying. And, I mean, you can easily get into a vehicle pretty fast if you're actively looking for the pickups. Because it'll show it you on your map or in your peripheral vision or whatever that, oh, hey, there's this icon over here to the left that has like, oh, you can have a charge for one of your star cards, or maybe a oh, you can get in a TIE fighter or a ship or some shit like that. So I mean, the pickups really, to me, they weren't that annoying, and I'm glad to have, after having played the beta, that bit of relief of me being, oh no, the pickups, this, you know, it's kind of a stupid thing. No, I can now say that the pickups, they're pretty good, and they're, you know, they're all right additions to the game, I think. Also, this is not really a, if you want to call it a, excuse me, this isn't exactly a thing for the beta, but they mentioned that there's going to be customization in the game where you can customize your character entirely and stuff like that. And to me, that's pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool to me. If you can, like, for example, change your stormtroopers' armor colors to blue and red and green and all kinds of shit like that, that will be really cool. I'll be messing around with that a lot, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I love shit like armor customization and appearance and stuff like that. And oh man, if they can get the customization right in this, like, I know that Star Wars Battlefront Rogue Squadron, a Renegade Squadron, I believe it's called, and Star Wars Battlefront, what was the other one? Elite Squadron. They also had customization, but again, those were on the PSP, so they weren't really that well known. But oh man, if they can get customization into this, and from what I've heard from some friends who've been looking stuff up, and I've also been reading sources here and there, and apparently they say that customization is going to be pretty good. I've even seen some images of different stormtroopers wearing different armors and shit like that, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, they can make the customization be pretty good. I mean, heck, they already have male and female, you know, you can pick different genders and stuff, and sometimes they even have different faces and skin tones and shit like that. So that's already pretty nice step. Of course, in the beta it's randomized, but you know. But I do hope that it's not just simple palette swaps. I hope that you actually get to change the colors. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's not just something like, oh, okay, well, you can have this red stormtrooper, you can have this white one. You can't really change their armor or their, you know, their arms or what's on their backs or whatever and shit like that. I hope that you can actually actively change different parts of their bodies and mix and match different armor types and shit. That would be really cool to me. And so, really, those are my positives for the beta. Now, for my negatives, well, this goddamn game ain't balanced for shit. Oh my god. Guys, I have played a lot of multiplayer games, alright, in my life, which isn't a lot, because, you know, I'm 18, but whatever. But I played a lot of multiplayer shooters. I played Call of Duty. I played Battlefield. I played the big ones, you know. I played them all. I played Ghost Recon, you know. I played a lot. I played a lot of multiplayer games, Halo and stuff. But oh my god, this game is probably the worst balancing I have ever seen. It is shit. It is freaking awful, dude. It is awful. Just to give you an example, dude, look at this gameplay here. All right, I'm going to make a note of what's going on here. Look at this. You can, when you're on the Empire's side, you can take control of the Rebels' turrets, and you can use them against them. And you can literally annihilate the entire team. You can annihilate like freaking 20 or so people or 15 or so people in like under a minute with this freaking turret. And this is literally all I do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even that good at Walker Assault. All I do, I just hop in one of these turrets and I get like 20 kills before it eventually blows up. The balance is just shit. Like, oh man, this is going to turn into more of a rant, but god damn, it is bad. It is bad. Alright, the Empire in Walker Assault, let's get the elephant out of the room. The Empire in Walker Assault is broken as hell. Them motherfuckers are broken as hell. Like, oh my god, alright. Let me just give you some perspective. You know how I said that in Walker Assault, what it is that the Rebels, they need to capture these uplinks in order to call in Y-Wings to bomb the AT-ATs or AT-ATs or whatever the hell you want to call them. Well, okay, that sounds simple enough. And all the Imperials have to do is they just basically, they have to kill as many people as they can and not let them touch it. And as soon as a Rebel like puts on the uplink, which I've noted, the amount of time to turn on an uplink for the Rebels is much more compared to the time of a stormtrooper to turn off the uplink. It takes less time. So a Rebel can do it in like 10 seconds or 5 seconds or some shit. A stormtrooper could do it in 3 or 2 seconds by turning it off. So already right there, to me, that's not balanced right there when the timings are off for that shit. But oh my god. God damn, it doesn't sound like it would be broken. But here's the things that make the Empire so broken. As I mentioned, you can hop in the Rebel turrets whenever the hell you want and freaking use them against them and literally kill all of their team with this one turret. That's what I do every time, every freaking round I'm an Imperial. I get in one of these, I hop in one of these turrets and I start taking them all out. I'm taking them out from across the freaking map, dude. Like, it is really bad. Like, 2 hits with this turret will kill him like right away. Like, holy shit. And that's not even the worst. Oh, no, it's not even the worst part. Oh my god. The Imperials, alright, they get the chicken walkers, you know, the ATSTs. They get the AT-ATs, you know. They get the AT-ATs, they have orbital bombardments or orbital strikes. They got heavy guns that can take out turrets with one shot if a Rebel's in them. They have mini guns on them that can take out infantry in like 2 hits and shit. The ATSTs, they've got mortar launchers, they've got heat-seeking rockets, and they've got basic laser cannons that can kill dudes in like 2 hits. I'm not kidding. And you can have like 3 chicken walkers, 3 ATSTs on the field at once for the Empire. So literally, this is what happens sometimes. I'm there as a stormtrooper. I see the walkers coming, the mini walkers, ATSTs, and I'm like, oh, all right, ATSTs are coming. I don't have to worry about anything. And literally, I don't see any enemies spawning or running towards the uplink that I'm guarding, so I can stop the Rebels from turning it on. I don't see any of them coming at all for like a good 2 or 3 minutes. Because what's happening is that the freaking ATSTs just go straight to the Rebels spawn and they just start mowing them down, man. If you don't know what the hell to do against these things, you're dead. in a second. If you're out in the open, you're freaking dead. If you're not in cover against a turret, you're done, man. Like, oh my god. Hell, that's not even the worst. That's not even the worst. The AT-ATs are the worst. If you don't have the pickup to use them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because guess what? The AT-ATs have auto. They have AIs. Yeah, that's right. The AT-ATs already, they have AIs in them. So if a rebel goes up to it thinking, oh, no player is controlling it this early in the game, and they start, you know, trolling it or whatever, saying, oh, I'm under the AT-AT or whatever. No, it will shoot the hell out of you and bull the fuck out of you if you get too close to it. And literally, sometimes, if the rebels haven't taken over an uplink yet, what will end up happening is, oh, they're about to make an advance. Oh, they're about to make an uplink. Oh, wait a minute. Here come the AT-ATs because, you know, that stage of the map is about to end. Guess what? The AI, even if there's nobody in them, the AI will just start shooting everything. They'll start mowing them down, man. And on top of that, put the freaking ATSTs. Oh my god, dude, it's complete domination, man. It's complete domination. And oh, it's not even the worst part. It's not even the worst part. It gets worse, all right? The rebels, again, as I said it, that you need to call in Y-wings, and based off how long you take over these uplinks, or you're holding these uplinks, the more Y-wings you'll have in a bombing run. Well, these Y-wings, they don't actually deal damage to the walkers. They only disable a walker's shields, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't remember exactly the AT-ATs having, you know, shields and shit like that. I'm pretty sure a good, you know, freaking laser cannon, or, you know, a huge hit to its sides, or, you know, bombs from a freaking Y-wings, which, keep in mind, Y-wings can bomb the shit out of Star Destroyers, and Star Destroyers are way bigger than freaking, they're way bigger than freaking AT-ATs. So to me, for Y-wings to only deal damage to the shields and disable them, to me, that's stupid. To me, I'm going to be honest. I think the Y-wings, if you're having 8 or so Y-wings attacking an AT-AT, I'm pretty sure they can deal more damage and just take down the freaking shield. That's retarded. But guess what? Because they don't deal any damage, that leaves it up to the players on the enemy team, or your ally team, or on the rebels side, to shoot at yourselves with them. You know how they might have star cards with ion charged rifles. They can get in turrets. They can use the starfighters. You know, they can use X-wings, A-wings, and shit to shoot at them. But guess what? These AT-ATs have so much effing health. Oh my lord, they have so much effing health that literally you need to, if you're not coordinating with your team, there's no way you're gonna win. All right, let me just tell you guys, the first 2 days of playing Walker Assault, I have yet to win as a rebel. I have yet to win as a rebel. I think well, I shouldn't say that. I think I've won once or twice, but that's out of like 30 or 20 rounds I might have played, and it's like a 1 out of a 20 chance of you winning that round. It's so freaking rare for you to win as a rebel. It's unbelievable. If you don't have a good team that knows what they're doing, you're done. That's it. You're done. That's literally what it comes down to. If you don't know if your team doesn't know what the hell they're doing, you're screwed. If there's one stage of the map where you haven't dealt any damage to the walkers, you're done. That's it. You might as well throw in the towel. Like, I'm not kidding either. I'm not the type of person to give up that much in multiplayer games, but literally that's how I feel sometimes when I'm on the Rebels team. I'm like, well, the Empire's gonna freaking, oh, here come the ATSTs. Oh, here we go. We're all gonna freaking die like nuts. Like, oh my lord. And you remember in the previous video how I mentioned that you know, Luke Skywalker versus ATST. ATST wins, so even your hero won't be able to help you. Luke Skywalker won't be able to help you in this, and unfortunately, Darth Vader, he doesn't have. I mean, the Rebels don't have a vehicle they can use really against Darth Vader. So Darth Vader, whenever the Empire players see Darth Vader, they're like, "All right, rally around Vader," and literally, you might be fortified around an uplink, and this has happened to me. This has happened to me. We're fortified around an uplink. We just get like Zerg rushed, man. by Vader and all these dudes. We get broken up by ATSTs. Just complete domination. Everyone's dead, and then all of a sudden, before we know it, I spawn back, and then I'm getting killed at my spawn. The shit gets that bad. Like, oh my lord, it can be, it's freaking brutal. It ain't balanced for shit. It's really bad, man. In my opinion, it's pretty bad. And here's another. The game, it is not not user friendly, but it is not beginner friendly, man. Like, okay, I think the best example, and again, this is adding more to this fact on how much the Empire can freaking dominate. You're at the end of the match, all right? You're at the end of the match, and this is around the time, and to me, this is like dumb in that, I mean, to me, when you think the Battle of Hoth, you think AT-ATs and you think snow speeders. You don't get the snow speeders until the freaking end of the match, and it's like, really? Like, we've been using A-wings, which weren't even in, you know, episode 5 and shit, and now at the end, we're getting snow speeders, where it's either, oh, you're either going to lose, or you may have a slight chance at winning at that point. It's like, oh, what the hell? I'm sorry, but man, the snow speeders suck ass, man. And here's the thing, here's the reason why. Is that, alright, what ends up happening is that you have a slight chance at the end to harpoon cable one of the walkers when the Y-Wings are doing their final bombing run. This is like the last minute or 30 seconds of the match, so it's all depends on you. If a walker's at full health, it depends on you to instant kill it, because that's what the speeders can do. They can instant kill it. So here's what ended up happening to me. I go up to a walker to harpoon it, and then all of a sudden, it's like a little mini game thing where it says that, oh, you have to keep the right stick in the middle of the bar or some shit like that. And I'm like, wait, what? And then as soon as I say that, boom, I'm dead. I crashed into a wall because I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, really? And then it cost us the game. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, come on. You could have explained that to me, like, before. You could have told me what I had to do. Like, I mean, come on, man. Come on. Ugh. But man, more things for the balance, not just talking about the Empire, but some of these abilities, some of these freaking abilities, alright? Let me just say this, man. You can, one of their weapons is called the Cycler Rifle, alright? And this Cycler Rifle, it's a sniper rifle, okay? And for some reason, I don't know why they didn't make it into a primary weapon that you have to pick, because to me, if they had make it into a primary weapon, it would have discouraged people from using it so much, because, you know, they would have been sacrificing them not being able to do shit up close and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, this sniper rifle, you can take out of your ass so freaking quick and snipe a guy in the head. It's not even funny. It's so cheap. Hell, I do it. I freaking do it. You call me a hypocrite or what, but even I do it because it's just so damn easy to do. Just one quick flip of the left of L1 or whatever the heck button you're using or whatever, and you can take out the rifle and shoot a guy in the head. Heck, I've ran across the screen of a map, and this is in Drop Zone, by the way. I'm rocking across Drop Zone, and all of a sudden I get shot from halfway across the map, and I'm like, what the hell? When I'm like sprinting, not walking, but sprinting, going at a full sprint, and all of a sudden I get sniped like nothing. Because a guy, he sees me for a split second, he's like, oh, wait. And then he takes out the rifle, boom, dead. I'm dead. It's like, what? And I do this to other people, too, because it's so easy. Heck, one strategy you can do is that you can hit a guy. He's not all the way dead with the sniper rifle, but guess what? You can take out your main gun. Yeah, you can take out your main gun in under a second and shoot this guy and finish him off from halfway across the screen if you want. Like, what? I'm sorry, if that's not balanced, I don't know what is, man. And geez, there's another ability. It's one of the charged abilities. It's the drop shield one. Oh my god, the drop shield in Drop Zone. It's broken. Basically, all you have to do to get a drop pod, and if you don't want the other enemy team to get a drop pod, all you have to do, activate your shield, go right for the drop pod, and they're going to be shooting at you, but they won't be able to kill you in time. You turn it on for it to start claiming for the other team. So basically, you could keep constantly spamming the bubble shield ability, and the other team will never be able to capture it. And this has happened to me, and I've done it to other people. And it works. It freaking works, man. Like, holy crap. They need to nerf these abilities. Like, jeez, man. And not just that, guess what? And yeah, this is adding more to the Empire's domination. The Empire starts off with the best rifles. Man, they have the best rifles in the game, in my opinion. Which is kind of funny because the stormtroopers are kind of joked around as being the worst shots in all of, you know, history. But man, they've got the best rifles. You can kill a guy in 3 shots with their rifles compared to the Rebels rifle, which kills in like 4 to 6 or some shit like that. Like, jeez. I've killed people from halfway across the screen in 3 shots. And I've even gotten the drop on me by other people. And I managed to kill them with the Imperial rifle because it's so freaking powerful and good. Like, 1 shot to the head and 1 shot to the body, they're done. That's it. It's over for them. Like, boom, boom. That's it. In under a second, they're dead. Like, jeez, man. Ah, this game, it's just so unbalanced. And that's not even the beginning of the problems. It's got spawning issues, as I mentioned before. Like, geez, you'll spawn at one part of the map. And this is especially for drop zone. You'll spawn in the other side of the map where the drop pod is or whatever, and you have to walk all the way back over there, and you're like, are you kidding me? And so you'll be walking all the way over there, and by the time you get there, the drop pod's already been captured by the enemy team. Heck, and other times, you'll spawn, you'll start walking forward, and then all of a sudden, another enemy spawns behind you, and they'll kill you. Just literally 4 or 5 seconds. Like, after you just spawned. It's as bad as the shit in Call of Duty and stuff. Hell, I think it's a bit worse, man. And, oh, here's another problem I got with the freaking game, alright? They have something called the partner system. And what it is, I didn't really go into depth about this, but basically, if you've ever played Battlefield, or you know how they have squads in that, and basically this is what that is. It's squads in that now you have a partner. You only have one person, by the way, that you can spawn on in the middle of combat and stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know why they have this, because to be honest, one person, it's like, oh man, I can either spawn here or I can spawn over there with this one guy who we're probably going to get killed together because 2 people aren't enough to, you know, do shit and stuff like that in a team-based, you know, game and stuff. And man, I don't understand this partner system. In fact, this is the one similarity to Battlefield that I wish they would have done. I wish they would have done squads instead of partners, because literally some matches, heck, I don't even think the partner system works. Sometimes I go into a match and it doesn't even put me with a partner, and there's 20 people on my team, and it's like, okay, there's full teams, yet I don't have a partner. What the hell, you know? It's really bad. Other things, let me just finish up here. There's some bugs, there's graphical pop-ins here and there, but then again, this is the beta, so I'm not going to hamper in that much. They can probably, hopefully they'll fix it by then, but some of these bugs are funny. Sometimes I fall right into the middle of the map. This happened to me one time in Drop Zone, and I was just there for the entirety of the match, stuck down there, and other times there's problems with lens flare or lens glare or whatever. And I think this is artificially done. This isn't like legit like graphic engines things and stuff like that. But like, you'll be in a hangar or whatever on the Rebel side, and then this is in Walker Assault, by the way. You'll be in a hangar, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about if you've been playing the beta and stuff like that. You'll be in the hangar and you try to look outside, you can't see shit. Like, you can't see anything. All you see is white. And then if you're outside and you're a stormtrooper and you're looking inside, all you see is black darkness. It's like, what? Like, I'm sorry, I don't think the lighting works like that. Like, literally, once you start getting close into it, it starts looking like regular lighting, you know, regular shadows and stuff. And it's like, really? Like, why the heck did they do this? Like, ugh. And I'm gonna be honest. Here. In my personal opinion, I think the wave mode was possibly the best in terms of balance and functionality. And what I mean by that is Walker Assault is downright broken, alright? And then, just as I said about the pods mode, in the pods thing, you can have people spawning far away from the pods and not being able to get it, or you can have people spawning right next to you and being able to kill you really quick. And so just because of those things, because the Empire's overpowered and because spawning is crap, it kind of makes the other modes be like, ugh, like what the heck? To me, I think the wave mode is the only thing they've gotten like straight out right, in my opinion. Which is really sad because this is primarily a multiplayer game. And so I hope, man, I hope that they fix these things in the beta, because I do have a lot of negatives about it. Because, man, I'm loving a lot of things in this game. Yeah, I'm also hating deeply a lot of the things in this game so far, man. And, if they can just get it right, if they have, a lot of maps, and if they can fix the balancing and shit like that, then, oh, man, this could be a freaking great game, despite it not having a campaign. But, alright, guys, I've ranted long enough. That's my impressions on the Star Wars Battlefront Beta. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all